Hi, creative friends. This is Soraya, and thank you so much for being here. So, I allowed this to completely dry, and I have to tell you that I am a little disappointed because the tea bags, while they did seal the oil pastels, they also um, they pushed the oil pastels into the background and they dulled the vibrancy of the oils. But I'm still loving this, because like if you can see over here, I'm just going to point this out. So I had applied oil pastels and acrylic. Well, actually, this was chalk paint over here. And then I smushed all the oil pastels and it was really lush and vibrant. And then I applied a tea bag over here with Mod Podge and I allowed it to completely dry. So as you can see, it's not smudging at all, but it also dulled all the oil pastels, but I'm still really I'm still loving it because it does have texture to it. So I'm going to bring this up closer here and I'm going to also tilt it like so. I don't know if you can see, but and I also applied a tea bag over top over here. Now what I can do is I can apply oil pastels over top of this as well. Like I'm gonna see, I'm like, this is my experimental art journal. So I have like a full, um, how can you say it, freedom. I'm not even worried about anything turning out or me failing or any of those things. They just go completely out the door because the whole entire purpose of this journal is simply for me to learn, to experiment, to get into a space of non-judgment and beginner's mind. Now, I do have that approach when I go into my art journals as well. But, just maybe even subconsciously when I'm working on a, $40 art journal, I still am a bit, I still have some trepidation, shall we say. But this is a $1 cheap lined composition notebook. And, I just have everything in here from just, you know, journaling lists, grocery lists, whatever. So what I'm going to do is, now over here, I did not add a tea bag over top of the oil pastels. So see, if I rub off of this, I'm going to get the oil pastel on my finger. If I rub off of this, I am not going to get anything. So let us see what we can do here. Now now I did apply a tea bag over here, like I said. So what I'm going to do is just apply some oil pastels on top of it. And I don't want to apply it over the whole piece. I just want to kind of apply it on the top here and just, see what kind of effects I can get. Now, I have to say that because there is a tea bag underneath, the oil pastels are going on a lot better than if I had to just apply it on the page. Like it goes on, the tea bags makes the oil pastels take, I guess is a good word. So I'm really liking this effect, and I'm just going to do it on the top here. And I am going to build up on the face over here. So I'm going to apply my inks, and I want to apply some inks over here as well. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm not really digging this middle figure here, so I'm just going to cover the entire thing up. And I think I'm going to stick with the blue here. So I'm just I'm just going to cover it up here. I just don't like it. And even though this is my experimental journal, it's just kind of throwing me off here a little bit. So there is a tea bag underneath this, and I love that texture. But just cover all of this up here. And just kind of cover all of that over there. But so let me try an orange over here. Actually, you know what? Now that I got rid of the middle figure, I don't want this to be orange. I think that's yellow and blue. I don't know. I don't know what color I want this to be, but I don't want it to be orange. I do know that. So I'm just going to leave that alone for right now and just kind of ask myself, like, hey, what color should I put down there? And just continue working over here. Just covering all this up here. And what I want to do over here is just build up the hair a little bit. And so I would really love to know if you guys have tried the tea bags out, and you know, are you guys liking it? You know, are you noticing any pros and cons of using it? Excuse me. And I know I've made a lot of videos about the tea bags, and I'm just completely obsessed with it right now because it does offer so many advantages for me. So it would just be really interesting to hear like what you guys, what your opinion is. And just going to continue working on that. And what I'm going to do is I am going to go in with my chalk paint and just make these dots over here. I'm just going to make them kind of more prominent. But I'm going to leave, I'm not going to add any oil pastels over top of the tea bag. So I hope I'm making sense here. See, and that makes the oil pastel part has been pushed into the shadow, but then the circles, the dots around it, like it comes forward. So I'm actually really loving this effect over here. I'm really liking this sun kind of moon, sun, whatever situation. So anyways, that's one good thing that came out of this experiment. And also too, that I know that, you know, it's going to dull the oil pastels. So it would be just like applying glue, I guess, or a sealer over top of your oil pastels. And that's a really good thing to know, because maybe sometimes you might want your oil pastels to be dulled a bit. For me personally, the whole objective of using oil pastels is in large part their vibrancy. But, it's a trade off because I do love the texture of the tea bags. So, it's just kind of a trade off, I guess. And I think what I'm going to do is, because she's got pink cheeks, I think I'm going to add like a bright pink here. Let me see. I think I'm going to add my luminous opera. And like I said, this is an experimental journal, and I could end up tearing this up and using it for collage in my art journals. So, but I still, want there to be some cohesion here, just because it kind of like makes me happy, I guess. It delights me. If things are off, it kind of like, I just feel unsettled, I guess. Okay, so I'm liking that a lot better. And I'll bring some of that pink into the cheeks over there. And just continue working. So I'm going to end this video here, but for the purposes of this particular video, I hope that you got out of it that when you apply a tea bag over top of the oil pastels, it is going to seal them, but it's also going to dull it. And, it's just like a trade-off about, what I might want to do. So I did learn a lot from this, and I'm going to continue working on it, but, I'm going to end the series over here for this particular like oil pastels and tea bags. So if you've watched all the way to the end, thank you so much, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.